This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, July 24th, 2019. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Hey, if you head westbound on the Bay Bridge at any time, you are in for a headache for the next 2 years. Just after Labor Day, they are going to be shutting down one lane of the westbound span to handle a $27 million deck rehabilitation project. Yes, you heard right, 2 years. That lane will be closed 24/7 from October through April during the fall of 19 and the spring of 2020, and again in the fall of 2020 and the spring of 2021. They will keep it open for the summer to handle the traffic, and they are going to make some exceptions for Thanksgiving, but they do expect you to see typical 3-mile delays approaching the Bay Bridge heading westbound. Let's call that a big ouch. The Annapolis Police Department is investigating some graffiti that was found in the Admiral Farragut Apartments right off of Hilltop Lane in Annapolis on Monday. The graffiti featured a hat-wearing face smoking a cigarette with the words "White Power" written next to it. It was located in a laundry room at 205 Farragut Court, and the Annapolis Police Department is investigating it as a hate crime. In a statement, Mayor Gavin Buckley said there is no place in our city for this racist and hateful behavior. These racist incidents really need to stop. It's getting out of control. In other Annapolis news, we have learned that the city is considering doing away with the Christmas gift that they have given us for probably more than a decade, free parking between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Citing falling revenues, we've learned that the city may give free parking between Christmas and New Year's only, but the Thanksgiving through New Year's, that appears to be going away. I guess that's so they can collect the $4 an hour in the meters that they're proposing to raise. Governor Hogan has announced the appointment of Diane Croghan to serve as the Deputy Chief of Staff in his office, and she is replacing Tiffany Robinson, who the governor appointed to be Maryland's next Secretary of Labor. Croghan's name may be familiar to those in Anne Arundel County. She served as County Executive Steve Shue's Chief of Staff for 4 years while he was in office. Most currently, she is working as the Chief of Staff at the Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development. And prior to joining Shue, she worked in the legislature and held leadership positions in both the House of Delegates and the State Senate as well. Croghan's appointment is effective on July 31st, which is the same day that Tiffany Robinson assumes her role as the new Secretary of Labor for the state of Maryland. The Connecticut Veterans Legal Center did an analysis of females being admitted into service academies, and I've got some issues with this. They studied admission rates from 1994 through the present, and they found that pretty much in the last decade, it's getting better. In the 2009-2010 period, 17% of women were nominated for the academy. For the upcoming academic year, it has risen to 26%. Currently, women represent about 22% of the cadets at West Point, 27% of the midshipmen at the Naval Academy, and 22% of Air Force cadets. Coast Guard does not require a congressional nomination, and that body is 36% female. They looked at different legislators and who appointed the most and who appointed the fewest. Senator Tom Cotton, an Arkansas Republican, was one of the lowest female nomination rates at 13%, and Senator Mazie Hirono, a Hawaiian Democrat, was one of the highest at 38%. What this study, I think, does not really consider is how many women desire to go into this route. There are numerous challenges in this route of a career that I can see where it could be very discouraging both for many men and women. If you have 100 appointees and only 20 women apply, it's really hard to get any more than 20%. This is very similar to asking why any particular minority is not represented in government. We hear it a lot on city councils, county councils, House of Delegates, etc. Why is there not an Hispanic? Why is there not an Asian? Why is there not a black? Why is there not a female? And so on and so forth. Again, maybe it is just not a field of interest for the particular people that are living in the area that they would represent or of that particular demographic. I don't know that we need to jump out and say immediately that it is discrimination. Certainly it bears looking into, but I'm not sure that this study by the Connecticut Veterans Legal Center really paints the whole picture. All right, that is about it for the top news today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day because we do update it throughout the day. Give us a click in that first link in our show notes and find out all the different ways that you can connect with us. You might be surprised. Give us a recommendation to your friends and family and colleagues. And if you're someplace where you can leave us a review or a rating, please do that. It would be much appreciated. Other than that, you need to hang tight. We've got George Young with your local DMV weather forecast coming up right after this message about Kegs and Corks Beer and Wine Festival coming up on August 17th. And get your tickets now so you can get in early.
Hey, it's Gina Crash. Join me Saturday, August 17th for the Kegs and Corks Festival at the Anne Arundel County Fairgrounds. Tickets benefit the Special Olympics of Maryland and include a souvenir glass, unlimited wine and beer samples, plus live music by Amish Outlaws, J. Corsi Willis and the Stone Authors, and XPD Band. Enjoy over 80 Maryland wines, 40 craft beers, incredible food, unique arts and crafts, and more. Go now to kegsandcorksfest.com for tickets.
Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Wednesday, July 24th. Yesterday was a refreshing dose of weather for the Annapolis region, especially after last week's heat and humidity. And while sunnier and warmer today, it'll still be a relatively nice one with highs in the 80s. Same setup for tomorrow and Friday with sunshine and high temps in the 80s before slightly warmer air moves in for the weekend with more sunshine and high temps both days, 87 to 94 degrees. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Make it a great day out there. Be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching for DCMDVA Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores. And also follow us on Facebook and Twitter and on our website at dmvweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
You might think a community is defined as people with common interests living in a particular place. Like most of us in Annapolis, we like being near the water and the history of our town. To us at Bay Village Assisted Living and Memory Care, it's more. It's a neighborhood with spacious private residences, fresh dining options, an art studio, theater, and more. All overlooking 3 acres of expansive outdoor spaces right here in Annapolis. And 24-hour care, safe and secure for the ones we love. Our new $30 million community is also environmentally responsible with LEED Gold certification and a focus on forest conservation. We invite you to visit our sales center on Bay Village Drive across from Giant at our open house Thursday, July 24th and Friday, July 25th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Bay Village Assisted Living and Memory Care, a community designed with Annapolis in mind. Learn more at bayvillageassistedliving.com.
Looking for a place where you can dine, catch a live music performance, shop, and enjoy weekly entertainment all in one place this summer? Head over to the Annapolis Town Center, where food, fun, and events are happening all summer long. Enjoy happy hour at a restaurant, jam out to a live local performance, watch a movie under the stars, and shop tons of stores. It's all happening at the Town Center. For more details, check out the Town Center's website at visitatc.com.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.